Hi, everyone. Amy here. I'm recording this the day before our new episode with the great Claire Danes comes out, and it's an episode we recorded a few weeks ago. And since then, so much has been happening in our country, and honestly, it felt strange not to address it. The intention of Good Hang has always been to bring levity and joy and laughs in these tough times, and we're going to keep doing that. But before we start this episode, I just want to send much love to the best people in the world, also known as Minnesotans. What we are all witnessing is terrifying and enraging and illegal, but we are also seeing neighbors helping neighbors. And if you want to help, there is a directory of local organizations and mutual aid groups that you can check out at standwithminnesota.com. Minnesota, you're in our hearts. Okay, on with the show. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Good Hang. Very excited about our guest today. It is the incredible Claire Danes. I cannot wait to talk to Claire today. She is such a pro. She's so good at so many things. And I know she's going to be a good hang. And we are going to get into it today. We are going to talk about her big brain. We are going to talk about the lasting effect of My So-Called Life and how people still love it even to this day. We're going to talk about her stint on Law and Order and what that was like. And we're going to hear about how she met Basquiat in an elevator when she was a New York kid. So much to talk about. Before we do, we always like to speak to somebody who knows our guest, who has a question for me to ask our guest. And we talk well behind their back. And we have a great one today, the incredible Mandy Patinkin. Mandy, actor, singer, activist, now podcaster. You can check out his podcast, Don't Listen to Us, out now with his wonderful wife, Catherine, and his son, Gideon, and Mandy. Hi, can you hear me? This episode of Good Hang is presented by Nespresso. For those who never compromise on their morning rituals, especially their coffee ritual, Nespresso's new Virtuo Up makes your first cup irresistible. With a 3-second start, easy open lever, and dedicated coffee creations mode button, it's even easier to brew bold coffee over ice or milk. It's your coffee, your way. Nespresso. Shop now exclusively at Nespresso.com and use code AMY to receive a set of Lume coffee mugs when you spend $50 or more while supplies last.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, Mandy.
Don't look, Amy. I'm eating something
Ooh,
again.
Yum. What are you eating?
Murray's tuna.
Oh, perfect.
And vegetarian chopped liver on Ezekiel cinnamon raisin toast.
Wow, that's a lot of flavors.
Well, I love the cinnamon raisin, and I eat that because my trainer tells me not to eat this other bread, that this is the one he wants me to eat, and I'm feeling good, and so I do what he says.
You're a podcaster now.
Yes, I'm a podcaster. Do you only talk to podcasters? Is that the deal?
I can't stand talking to someone who doesn't have a podcast.
Oh, trust me, Amy, I know.
Right? When you see someone, you're like, what are you doing with your life?
It's unconscionable to even think of doing that. It's horrible. So I wouldn't even hearing you say it upsets me. So that's not an option. You do a show with Don't Listen to Us with Catherine, your wife, and your son, yes. Gideon. And yes. Congratulations on that. And they don't listen to me. So the title is always in operation. How
has it been? What have you been learning about yourself and in the process of making it?
It's great, Amy. It's just great being with your family 24/7, never a break. What more could you ask? Be at home, work with them. Just like, my son, just can't get enough of his parents. It's a total joy 24/7. It's just like being in paradise.
Before we get to Claire, just one more time, because I know Gideon will want me to get the log line. How would you describe the podcast?
Oh, just in the podcast, to describe the podcast is it's a podcast. It's undescribable. It's just an extraordinary podcast. It has my wife, who I love. I've been with her for 47 years. If I can stay with her for 47 years, you can tune in and stay with her for 47 minutes. And my son, my glorious son, Gideon, it's all his. And then the one mistake is having me at the table as well.
I am such a humongous fan of your work, Mandy. It meant so much to me that I was talking to you today. And we're talking today to Claire Danes, who I know you absolutely love.
I adore her. If I had a daughter, it would be Claire.
Oh, can you tell me where you two first met?
We first met in the rehearsal room in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I believe that's where we met. I think that's where we were, where we had the first read-through of Homeland. And I think that was the name of the town where we shot the first 3 seasons. Pretty sure it was Winston-Salem, but I could be wrong. I'm at that age. I don't just look it. It's the same thing inside my brain. It's just wiry, gray, white mess up there. And I'm pretty sure. I know it was North Carolina.
So
Charlotte. No, it was Charlotte, North Carolina.
So that's interesting. So you met in rehearsal for the first time, and obviously I'm familiar with each other's work. What was your first impression of her?
Well, I knew she was of the highest pedigree, and so I just was thrilled to be with her. And I knew that I wanted more than anything for her, both as Mandy and the character Saul. I wanted her to feel safe with me, and I wanted her to feel protected by me, and I wanted her to trust me. And I knew that was a tall order, but we sat down with our director to just have our first read-through, and she finished the first scene, and she said something that I never forgot, and I just loved. She said, "Well, that was some of the worst schmacting I've ever done." And I never heard that word schmacting, and I loved it. And I never heard her say it again because I think she's brilliant. I even thought she was brilliant when she thought she was schmacting. And so she's as good as they come. In the arena, she's a thoroughbred, which leads me to my second thought that I had to offer you. Would you like that, or do you want to run this?
No, I don't think with you and I that I'm ever going to run anything. I think, Mandy, whenever you're going to be running it. But
I can shut up.
I heard that you wrote down a bunch of questions for her, which I love because I too have so many questions for her. How many do you have on that page?
I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, great.
No, 8.
Perfect. I understand why.
And you can buy these questions probably.
Just go to your website.
Everything I have is for sale.
But I understand why you have all these questions for her because she is, to your point, thoroughbred is a perfect word. Like so incredibly gifted, and also your story tells me that she also does not take herself too seriously. It's that combination that's incredible to be around.
She was a kid actor, and the thing is, as you've known from working with kids, the magic of them, it's literally magic. They sit there, they play with the other kids, and then the director goes action, and they're there with the believability that if you worked at this craft till the day you died, you would never get to be that good, the way these kids are. And she's one of the rare ones that took it into adulthood. And she has that. She just believes. She just believes in a way that is, I'm transfixed. I had to do the least work in my life because all I would do was just sit and listen to her.
You can really feel the love between you two. So let's get to those 8 or 9 questions.
You got it. So the next one that I wrote down.
Wait, what was the first one again?
Oh, God. I didn't know it was going to be a challenge. The first one. I have no idea what the first one was. What did I say?
Okay, forget it.
Look at me, will you, Amy?
I'm so sorry. You start in the middle.
Don't even ask me my name anymore. Just please have a little,
Sorry, Mandy.
Okay. In Yiddish, it's called Rachmanis. Have some Rachmanis for what you're dealing with here. Regarding her children, I'm very curious because she's married to an exceptional young man, young in my book, and young in everybody's book. I would like to know who is better in the family at setting boundaries for the children.
Ooh.
Is it Claire or Hugh?
Hugh or Claire, her great actor husband, Hugh Dancy.
Now I would like you to ask her something that only she would know. What is Mandy's father's favorite chewing gum?
That question seems like what you have to answer to get into an exclusive private club.
You are right on the money. And how did she commemorate the answer to that gift to me?
Excellent.
Which was one of the great gifts that I've ever been given.
Wow.
Here's a good one. How often does she feel she needs to pee before every take or every scene?
Love that.
And so it's not a downside. It gives everyone a chance to breathe. We all know that, there's a rest period coming up in between everything. So, okay. Okay. That was it.
Okay. These are great. These are great questions. And they all speak to what I'm learning about her. And, I've known Claire over the years through friends and loved my time spending time with her. But what I've learned about her is she's a really considerate person. She's a very considerate person. She really considers other people. I think it's what makes her a good actress and human in the world.
The gift of one of the great gifts of a television series, in my humble opinion, is that you get to be there for a long time and you really get to know each other and you get to know each other's strengths and also each other's fragilities. And she learned mine. I sort of wear them on my sleeve, but she learned them quickly and she just took care of me. She knew how to take care of me when I needed holding and when I needed, and she knew how to leave me alone when I needed to leave me alone time.
Beautiful. I know she's going to be so excited that we talked. I don't know if she knows. This might be a surprise to her.
I didn't tell her. I saw her recently at a political event for Mom Donnie, which I was thrilled that she was there. But I didn't mention, I hadn't known about this at that point.
Oh, so that's great. I think she's going to be
no idea from me. Certainly.
Happy that we talked.
Please take my phone number.
I will.
Do you have it?
I'm going to take your phone number and I'm going to call you for advice on a lot, basically on most things in life.
And you're welcome. Well, then you're just the dumbest fucking person on the planet.
Thanks, Mandy. Take care. Bye.
Have fun. Bye-bye.
This episode is brought to you by Visible. Got a resolution to save? Kick 2026 off right with Visible. It's a one-line wireless plan with unlimited data and hotspot for $25 a month. Taxes and fees included. All on Verizon's 5G network. It's the ultimate wireless hack to save money and still get great coverage and a reliable connection. Now for a limited time, new members can get the Visible plan for just $19 a month for the first 26 months. Ring in the new year with code SWITCH26. Share the savings with a deal that is too good to keep quiet. Switch now at Visible.com. Terms apply. Limited time offer subject to change. See Visible.com for plan features and network management details. This episode is brought to you by AG1. Okay, let's talk about mornings in winter. It's dark, it's cold. You're wearing the coat that makes you look like a sleeping bag, and you're just trying to get your head on straight. A little reset moment matters. That's where AG1 fits in. AG1 is a simple scoop that covers a lot of bases. Your multivitamin, pre- and probiotics, superfoods, antioxidants, all in one drink that supports daily health and energy. It fits in real imperfect mornings while making coffee, packing kids' lunches, walking the dog, or easing into the day. Sometimes after a workout, sometimes before you even feel awake. No quick fixes, just daily support. Visit drinkag1.com/goodhang and get 3 free AG1 travel packs, 3 free AGZ travel packs, plus free vitamin D 3+ K2, and an AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription order.
And you do talk about this being a number 8 business a lot. And
Enneagram? Wait, you're pretending you don't know what the Enneagram is?
I know now because of you.
Do you know what your number is?
I did it last night.
Yes! And don't tell me what it is. I want to guess.
I too.
You're an 8?
I'm an 8. Oh! I'm an 8. I screamed.
Oh my God.
I yelled out loud.
Freaking out.
Yes.
Claire Danes just walked in with a balloon. By the way, thank you. These are beautiful.
Yeah, you're welcome.
A beautiful 8 balloon.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring it into frame.
Yeah.
Look at that. A gorgeous 8 balloon. In reference to the fact that we are the same Enneagram number.
Well, I didn't know that when I bought the balloon. I just knew that you were an 8 girl because you do talk about it pretty
Too much.
consistently.
This is an intervention, and everyone's like, and now you've got the balloon, and now shut up about it.
It's an 8-ervention. Oh my gosh. But
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. But I was so excited that I got to be your twin 8 sister.
Listen, if you're going to start with Enneagram, we're going to go because I'm very pleased that you're an Enneagram 8.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense to me.
Does it? I don't.
Yes.
I'm very new to this business. When did you learn about
Did you read the descriptions of it and feel like it was you?
Sure, but I also worry that I might just be a little impressionable and, kind of absorb and accept and make it work.
Interesting. Well,
that's not very 8-like, is it?
It's not, but perhaps you've got a wing. You know, you can get a wing.
I just learning
on the
about.
side.
I don't know what my.
I'd love
wing
to see
yet.
what your pie chart looked like.
Okay.
Like what were your big. I wish you had told me you were taking the test because I would have sent a text that said, send me your pie chart, send me your...
Okay, I'm sure I can find it again. What's your sign?
Virgo.
Okay.
What are you?
I'm Aries Virgo rising.
Oh my God. Like, Claire, run all of the things. Run all of the things, do all of the things, be in charge of all of the things. Do you find yourself to be like we know each other, but we don't know each other. And I've had the pleasure of being around you a lot, and a humongous fan of your work, of course.
Right back at
and
ya.
thank you. And we were very excited that you said yes today. And do you think you're a organized person? Like, are you an organized?
I've gotten much more organized over time, but I do love the Container Store.
I love the Container Store.
So much.
A good container will change your life.
Uh-huh.
And Jenna, why are you laughing, Jenna? Why are you laughing so hard? But what I love about when I love the idea of figuring out what do things mean to you in your life?
Because they actually, it's a paradox.
Yeah.
They don't mean anything and they mean a lot.
Yeah.
They can be really valuable tools. And I think they do carry energy. Like,
Yes.
I really do believe that. And they can transport you. They can be little tiny time machines.
Yes. But okay, of course you're an organizer. Of course you're Virgo. Of course you're Aries. Of course you're an 8. Claire Danes is here. I mean, Claire, if I did not love you already. I mean, I feel like the theme of today is I've always felt like you and your work were ahead of its time.
That's very nice. That's very, very nice.
You've always brought me as an artist into worlds that I didn't know I was ready for. You're an intellectually curious person who's interested in interesting things, and therefore you're drawn to those things, almost like, like the cartoon character when the pie's on the windowsill. Like, I feel that with you. You're drawn to interesting things.
I am. That's true. Thank you for saying that. That's actually very, very touching and meaningful that you say that, really.
Well, I can sense it from the choices you made as an artist. And, it is like My So-Called Life and Homeland and Temple Grandin and The Beast in Me, like all these projects and the way you're kind of leading us into some new territory always, it feels like, and new territory for you too, which is very exciting. Of course, you're an Enneagram 8, you're a challenger, you're incredible. But I'm sorry that we're the best, but we are, and I'm sorry to all the other numbers. But like it, and I just want to say this as we get this thing started finally, which is, you have the ability to, as an actor, to stay in your body and be in your brain. Those are two very hard things to do.
Oh my gosh. This is so
Claire,
nice.
you're so smart.
This is so nice. This is so nice.
But it's hard to balance those two things, body and brain. And that's why I'm obsessed with the fact that you love to dance.
I do love to dance. I love to dance.
Me too. And for me, it gets me out of my brain.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Yes. And I don't dance as much as I don't dance enough anymore. I had a good wiggle the other night all by myself in my bathroom. I really needed it.
Yeah. And that's where I've seen you probably the most is on the dance floor.
Yeah. Well, where our friend Rashida is a pretty great dancer.
She's had some parties and we've danced in our pajamas together.
Yes.
And I feel like there's been some award shows where we've been on the floor, like where dancing regulates. What does it do for you? What does it do for your body?
Oh God, it's so funny. Because it's my son's birthday today. My eldest son, he's turned 13, and it's like a superpower I have. I just like a little tiny wiggle in public. He will cross the street.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's just, but yes, I can mortify him within a millisecond.
Even worse is you stop and go, I'm a good dancer. People think I'm a good dancer. And they're like, Mom, please.
Oh my God,
Mom, everyone's watching your dance.
But what does it do for me? Well, I mean, the best is when you enter that like flow state. When there's no thought and you're just totally synchronized with whatever sound is coming into, through your ears. I love watching toddlers dance. When they jump, they do that thing. They do the bouncing thing.
It's so true.
Yeah, we all do it. And Shay, my baby, she's very kind of in her head and dreamy, and sometimes she'll do this kind of dance. I'm like, that's fabulous. Anyway,
how old is she?
She's 2.5.
Okay, I heard something that's amazing, which is that kids from 3 to 4, 3 to 5 consider them like on mushrooms, like hallucinogenic mushrooms, because they're like, the floor is lava and like I'm feeling the music and they're like, why do we die? And you're like, whoa, you are tripping. And it's so true that age.
She's really fun.
Oh, you're a real dancer.
Well, but not like a formally trained one. I had this amazing teacher here in the city, a woman named Ellen Robbins, and she was great. And like from the age of 4 on, I worked with her. I say that like intentionally. It sounds ridiculous because I was a tiny human, but she really took every kid very seriously. And over the course of the year, you would work towards choreographing your own piece, and you would choose the theme and the music. And I was a moth to flame one year. Yes, I was. There was a lot of that.
Closing up and opening again, finding your light.
Yes.
Little Claire in dance class at 4. You are a New York kid.
Yes.
Now, I'm really always interested in kids that grew up in New York.
Yeah.
What was Soho? What was your version of little kid in New York?
It was funky.
Yeah.
And, a little rough.
Yeah.
I was born in 1979. My parents were artists. They moved to the Bowery in the late 1960s. And my dad's mom, Claire, whom I'm named after, died when he was a kid. And then I guess he kind of had this money finally and they bought a loft building with another couple that they still own on Crosby Street where I was growing up. So it was, we had a swing, we had a trapeze, I would roller skate.
It's kind of how we picture New
like
York
a roller
kids
rink.
to be living.
I had some shame about it too, and I had cousins who lived in the suburbs, and all I wanted was to be in a cul-de-sac and have like a basement and carpet on the floor.
We forget that when we're little. We don't want to be different, interesting.
No.
We want to be exactly the same.
But it was also very cool, and Basquiat lived in our building, and did you meet him? I remember him. I remember being really little, and he was very sweet. Like he was very
charming
and kind of tender. That's what I remember about him in the elevator.
Wow. Wow.
And,
That's amazing.
Keith Haring was just around, and but it was also violent, and the mafia still existed. So we were on Crosby and Prince, so just on the other side of Lafayette. That was the different world and felt quite active. And
did you become are you a vigilant person or a vigilant kid because
on the street?
No, in life. Was there some hypervigilance that was created because of that?
Yes, because of New York. And also I have very funky,
groovy artist parents. Totally.
So there was a rigidity that developed.
Yes. Speaking my language.
Yes. And like a hyper observance. Yes. For sure.
And so you go, and speaking of vigilance and hyper observance, you were on Law and Order as a young person.
I was.
How old were you?
I was 12.
Can you tell me about
Sure. I played
being on Law and Order?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. And I played a teenage murderer. Yeah, my mom was a prostitute, like high end, and her like pimp was grooming me to basically do the same thing, but he was kind of presenting himself as a modeling agent, and he was, and I took these photos of me.
Typical Law and Order light fare.
And my mom found out about it, and she intercepted, and I was furious. And I took the scissors from the darkroom and stabbed him. I think that's what it was.
God, I would have killed to have been. That was what I wanted to do so bad, is be a
Law
teen murderer. Yeah, on Law and Order.
I then dated a boy, another kid actor. We met in an audition who also had been a teen murderer on Law and Order. That was like our cute story. And now Hugh is on Law and Order.
I know.
Which is wild.
I know.
And we have so much good like gear, like swag, Law and Order swag. We have a giant button that goes dun dun that the kids really, really like. And we do have to hide sometimes. But
that show is, it's just, first of all, it just employed so many actors.
And still does. It's
so
a
many
total
people
institution. I was also very sure the day after it aired, there was like a screening party. It was that like it was going to be a problem for me to ride the subway, like because I was going to be so famous. And it was fine.
Everybody was fine. Everyone was fine.
No, it was pretty comfortable still for me.
Now you brought up My So-Called Life. How old were you when you auditioned for that?
I was 13 when I did the pilot.
Dang.
And then it didn't get picked up.
Yeah.
And I had gone to public school my whole life, but then like had made money from these acting jobs and could afford to send myself to private school. So I went to Dalton. Then in like the very start of my freshman year, we got this call saying, oh no, they are going to pick it up. So I was only physically there for a semester, and then we were off to LA.
Wow.
And was kind of tutored from that point on.
Now, I mean, I know you've talked ad nauseum about the experience you had making that show, and it is still so zeitgeisty, that show.
It was a very special thing.
When you were making it, it felt like a special sparkly thing?
I remember reading the pilot, I guess before the audition, and just having a very profound, experience. And it was really powerful to have some woman, some writer person so perfectly articulate my internal life.
And that was Winnie Holtzman.
Yeah,
who
it was
mentioned.
Winnie Holtzman who's still a dear, dear friend and just a wildly inspired, hilarious,
and people should know,
person.
like, wrote Wicked.
Wicked, yes.
Just this little indie called Wicked.
Yeah. Which is basically about like teenage girls, and their intimacies and their friendships. She's divine.
Winnie was the creator of the show.
She was the creator of the show. And we were both working so hard. We barely saw each other, but we were, in this very deep relationship, in our imaginations, Yeah.
Did you chemistry read with Jared Leto for?
No.
He just got hired, and then you guys had to kind of find the chemistry there.
He was like in the Noxzema commercial. That was very exciting.
Yeah.
He was so hot. Oh my God. It was ridiculous.
Are you kidding me?
Upsetting.
Jordan Catalano is like become.
And it's also one of those names. It's always
incredible.
The full name.
Yeah.
And there was also a character on the show called Tino that you never saw. Anyway, there were so many.
But do you have a theory, because now with perspective, like what do you think resonates still with Angela's, like,
Well, it's still radical.
Yes,
I don't
it is
think
ahead of its time.
I think, and it remains ahead of this time. Like,
Why? Why?
It shouldn't have been made. It almost wasn't made many times, and it just wills itself into existence. I don't know. It's not very often that we spend that much time, intimate time, with a teenage girl.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
We're
really.
seeing the world from inside of her. And really through her vantage point when she's so earnestly wrestling with big stuff, you know? And it's just so well balanced, and it's so of her, you know, but there's some zingers. There's some really well-crafted lines.
You know, I was rewatching that moment, the like beautiful moment where that is played over and over again on TikTok every day of my life because it's on my FYP. But of when Jordan comes over to Angela and says, "Can we go somewhere?" And you say, "Sure." And you walk off with him, and he takes your hand in front of everybody, and that feeling of being chosen publicly is a big major deal for a young woman and young man. But why the show, I think, separates itself from others is also editorially, we know what all the other characters are feeling in that moment. Like, we cut to everyone else's feeling about not being chosen or the wrong person being chosen. Like, everyone's feeling like we're feeling everybody's pain, psychic pain or joy in that moment. It's good.
That's a very well stated. It's well analyzed scene.
I've watched it
I forgot
way too
about
many
that.
times.
It was. I feel wildly fortunate that was my entry point.
And you've worked with what I only imagine, are really some very interesting, complicated, and maybe at times difficult people at a young age. I project on you that you have to like figure out how to be self-possessed and be your own artist and your own, you know, like protect yourself and also be among these like really complicated adults. Do you feel like there was some inner Claire thing that helped you navigate all that early stuff?
I feel like kids are doing that all the time anyway.
Not every kid.
Okay.
You know, I think this is...
I don't know. I remember I never felt like a kid. And now that I am a parent and I have actual children, I'm like, I for sure was a kid. There's no...
Do you think you're going to... I sometimes think I never felt like a kid either.
No.
When I was about 8 or 9, I was like, I'm in charge here. I did. I was like, these people... Like, I just remember being like, no, I'm in charge.
My first memory, I don't know if it's real or not. Obviously, no idea. But... was pre-verbal. I was an infant. I remember where I was. I was by the windows on our loft on Crosby Street, overlooking Lafayette Street, and I had been handed to some other adult that I didn't know very well, and they didn't know how to hold a baby. And I remember I was like, okay. This is one of those grown-ups who don't know how to do this. They're uncomfortable.
Wow.
There's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to have to wait it out. Yeah. And then I remember my second, Lou Reed. And then my second memory was being on the kitchen island, and I just was starting to have some language, but not quite enough. And I was kind of playing charades with my mom, and I wanted to get to the counter, like the other side of the kitchen. And she was really frustrated, and I felt such empathy for both of us. And I was like, this cannot continue. Like, I really, really need to crack this language thing because, I mean, poor us. This is too hard.
Amazing.
So, it was like that always. And people would say, like, how, it's so remarkable that you can deliver performances at such a young age. I was like, what are you talking about? I feel like I've been here this has been an eternity. Like 11 years is so many years. And it felt very rich. I was like, I've got enough material for 4 lifetimes.
It makes total sense to me because when you're in Little Women and you're dying, I was like, she's been here before.
We had to reshoot that scene.
I can't even.
Just my side. Because apparently I got too excited about the death rattle. Because of course I read like 5 stages of dying. And really studied whatever illness Beth had.
Sure.
And I got a little carried away.
You rattled
I told
a little
this story
too much.
to Matthew Reese, and he calls me Death Rattle Danes. But Gillian Anderson, the director, lied to me. I only learned this like last year, literally.
Bless.
Then said that Coke had spilled on the negatives of the film and that we needed to reshoot.
Oh, that's a nice thing to do.
But it was really because she needed to like calm the death rattle down a little bit. Yes. So that's a factoid.
By the time you were 20, you were already in 13 movies.
That's a few. That's a lot.
And you went.
I did not know that. Okay.
Went to school, went to Yale.
Mm-hmm.
What did you study there?
I thought I was going to be a psychology major, and then there ended up being like a lot of lab work involved with that. That's not what I meant. Eventually, I think I would have been. I didn't complete my time, and I never had to declare a major. But if I had, I think I would have been an English major, which is what I meant. You know, I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be the science part was less interesting to me than the character studies.
Do you have a bit of like a sliding doors fantasy that you would be a therapist in another life?
Well, my best friend in the whole wide world from the age of 9 on is a therapist.
Congrats.
Thank you. I did pretty well.
Best friend of a therapist?
I chose well at 9. And actually, it's really fun. We do kind of play Barbies together with my characters. Like if I'm starting a project, we'll think about it in those kind of formal terms, and she'll diagnose her. And
yeah, cool.
It's actually very handy.
Yeah.
And occasionally at lunch, like I'll see her it'll be I see her shift from Ariel, into therapy, and she'll say, is it okay if I, go into actual formal therapy mode with you now? And be like,
a dream.
Yes, please.
A dream.
So yeah, I mean that. So, okay. So I'd wanted to be an actor from the age of 5 onwards. And then people would tell me, most actors actually don't make that much money. It's a fairly insecure
Which is true.
Career choice.
And continues to be.
And I had a practical side. And I thought, okay, all right, fine. I'm going to be a therapist and I'm going to live in the suburbs. I was going to live next door to Ariel. We were going to share a pool, and we would have 2 slides in our respective yards that would go into the same pool. I would be a therapist and do acting workshops, yes, to like nourish the soul. And that was my plan for a good year. And I made an actual announcement one night at the dinner table. And I said, look, guys, like, who am I kidding? There is no plan B. I am an actor. Money or no money. This is my calling. And my parents were like, sure. And I was so serious. It's ridiculous. I love
that person because that person's making a declaration.
And I really meant it. And I went to, I took Saturday acting classes at Lee Strasberg, which is in my neighborhood, and I pass almost every day, and it's a total trip. But yeah, anyway, so yes. But actually, my favorite class was a graphic design class.
Ooh.
My very favorite class. And then I thought, maybe if I weren't an actor, I would be a that kind of person.
I can see that.
Designer.
I can see all of these things. Like what I love about your work is that it feels, and again, it just feels like when you're watching you work, that there's just real life that exists in your life. Like you have a real life. You're a real person, a sane real person.
I'm trying.
And then when we're watching you play people, they feel like real people. There's just a little bit, you just kind of can't explain it. People have it or they don't, or they feel like they've actually existed on the earth and had a real life. And people that are kind of in just a different sphere of, I don't know. And there's something that feels like you have taken care of other parts of your life.
It was good for me to do that.
Yeah.
I really needed a timeout.
Yeah.
I needed to not have so much responsibility. And I needed to like fuck around a little bit and like get stoned and play Mario Kart, you know?
That doesn't need to go away.
That
doesn't need to go away.
As important as, you know, the work I was doing in class, which was also really, really wonderful. And I also felt like validated as a thinking person.
I feel like you've spoken about like the kind of wonderful things about perspective and getting older. What's the best thing about being the age you are?
That it's perfectly okay to have the same breakfast every morning, to exercise for 45 minutes to an hour.
How's your bone density?
I don't know, and I should know, and I don't lift enough weights.
Nobody
ever does.
We have to lift so
many
weights.
Forever. I like lifting my own body weight. I really like yoga these days, but it's not enough. Apparently, you have to lift actual iron.
And you run. You're a big runner.
I used to run more. The third pregnancy really kind of put a dent.
So for people who don't know, you had a pregnancy a few years ago.
Yeah.
Kind of a surprise.
Ooh. Whoa.
Out of the blue.
Whoa.
Did you burst into tears like, oh no, I have to be pregnant again?
Totally.
Yeah.
I called my OBGYN like, in convulsive tears. Yes. No, it was a pure, like it was all meltdown. Oh no.
Because you had like a 12-year-old or like a 10-year-old and a 6-year-old or something?
Yes. I mean, he must have been around 11, 12. Yeah. They're 5 years apart, each kid. None of this was by design. But yeah, I didn't know it was physically possible. I was 44. And actually, Rowan was very hard earned. I had to do 2 rounds of IVF. Like, it just was so unlikely. So this is a funny story that I'm going to share about my best friend.
Okay.
So,
this is Ariel?
This is Ariel.
Okay, Ariel.
She gets name checked a lot in these things.
Well, she is your therapist.
And she's other people's therapist too.
And I would like her to be mine.
And I've just ruined her career.
I'd like her to be mine.
So we had this like spa day scheduled, and I admitted to her, and I wasn't coping very well with the heat. I was like, I'm sorry, I'm such a pussy. I got to get out of here. Anyway, and so I wasn't going to say anything, and finally I admitted. I was like, you know, I totally lost my mind last night and just decided that I was pregnant. I went down this crazy rabbit hole. And finally, like, looked up, what are the odds of naturally conceiving at 44? And they're like less than 1%. And I was like, so that obviously is ridiculous. And she said, whoa, that's really weird. Because I had this dream last week. She said it was really vivid. And I told people about it. I mean, I didn't say it was you, but I had this dream where I was pregnant, and I looked down and I saw my distended belly. And I said, but this isn't my torso. This is a long torso. This is Claire's torso.
You have a great torso.
Thank you. But, yeah. And
she had
this dream where she looked down and saw that she was pregnant, but she wasn't pregnant. She was in my pregnant body. And then I had 2 strong cocktails when we had dinner. And then first thing in the morning, hit the CVS, and it was just like bold cap locks, you know.
Yeah.
Pregnant. And I burst into tears.
Because for me, the thing would just be like, you know what you know now. You know what you're in for.
That was deeply humbling.
Yeah.
Because I realized, I am not authoring this thing. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the illusion that I am like driving this thing.
Yes. So you had to surrender
I
to
really
it.
did.
Yeah.
And then this beautiful girl emerged, and she's the best, and none of it was up to me, and I'm just delighted.
Yeah.
But she was disruptive. We had to move. It was a thing. It was a lot of work.
Well,
it's still a lot of work.
It's interesting. Like her origin story will be, I bet, will just like naturally be like, you really wanted to be here.
She did. And she's psyched. Like she is all about it. She's having a great time.
Yeah.
Unequivocally like into this living business.
Yeah.
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 So
I mean, it is, that's the thing about, I think about the best and worst thing about late 40s, for me, mid 50s, is you kind of know the deal. So it's like, okay, that's going to be this. And okay, this one's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Or, you know, there's still stuff to discover, certainly, but there is a sense of.
It's amazing to have so much of your life like established. And, you know, it realized, like, and set.
Well, you've experienced. It's basically you've come through things, and you've made it. You made it through something.
Yeah, and there's a lot of I don't know, power in that and joy in that, and it's also sad because I'm really, really aware of time now.
Me too. It's really like the big thing I crave. I crave time is a thief.
Yeah.
And it's actually, and I'm sure you're this way too, more and more with work or with any project, it's the thing I care about the most. How much and you know, it makes me think about your work on Homeland, which was a 10-year commitment.
Yeah.
A lot of time. Hard work.
Yeah, it was.
Hard work.
And we were all over the planet. Like we were in so many different countries. And I had 2 kids.
Yes.
And I was like fighting terrorists while deeply pregnant. It was weird.
Did you have a thing like you liked to do on that show when you saw on the call sheet, you were like, oh, today I get to do this? You know, because like, was it like today? Oh, and you know, maybe it was like today I get to.
It was cool that after a while, like, you know, a few seasons in, people knew Carrie Mathison and it was almost like an anthology series. Like we would reimagine ourselves every year. But, you know, so a new set of actors, you know, I'd walk into a room and they would like get quiet and be chastened. And I like had this power that, you know, I had earned over seasons, you know, and that was pretty fun. You know, and never have I ever had that experience in my life, nor will I ever again, even in a fictional realm, you know. But that was like amazing to have that kind of swagger.
Yes.
And
what was that? What was hard to shoot? Like, was it like? I mean, just like balancing life, I'm sure, and traveling all over because it shot everywhere. It shot all over.
Especially when Brody died. Oh
Spoiler
God, that
alert.
sequence.
Spoiler alert, Claire.
I remember. So it was also like really rough, just really graphic. Like they really went there over like. Come on.
Intense.
It was so intense. But like he dies on a crane.
I know.
But then the crane, when we were filming, broke.
Oh, no.
So like we were really hung up by that. But I don't know. It was like landing in a new, because that was in, where did we shoot that? That was in Morocco. But yeah, so the first 3 seasons, we were mostly in Charlotte, North Carolina, which was standing in for DC. And then we would make these jags. Like we would shoot a month in Israel or Morocco or something.
Yeah.
But then when we had to really redefine the show in a more macro way, we then became this traveling, you know, enterprise. So we were shooting in Cape Town for half a year, which was standing in for Palestine and Afghanistan. The next year where were we? There was a year in Berlin, then a year in New York, which, that was actually very strange to be home and weirdly stressful because like
sometimes harder.
People expected me to go to dinner. Like my friends were like, "You're here, let's hang out." And I was like, "I am working so hard.
I have to get tied up and beat up tomorrow." And then I have to tie someone else up.
I can't do this and live my life.
Yeah.
There was something nice about being on location and just being allowed to like give myself entirely to it because I didn't have any energy to spare.
Yeah.
That was actually weird. That was almost the hardest season because I kept like, I you know, there was this illusion that I was living my life and I couldn't.
Yes, yes.
And then where were we? Then we were, then it was a full year in Morocco.
Wow. What's Morocco like? Never
pretty
been.
great. I was nervous about spending so much time there, and I grew to really love it. Cyrus went to school in all these places too.
Wow.
So he still can't eat couscous because he ate it at every meal every day for 6 months at this school.
That must be very cool for him to have his memories of traveling around.
I wonder what he can consciously recall. I think that he was like 5 or 6.
So maybe quite a bit.
That he could.
Yeah.
He also, his first school that he went to was in Berlin, and he was around 3, and he started to have temper tantrums like half in German, and he would scream, 9! And you'd be like, whoa, suddenly this this is a lot scarier in this language. And he would, around that time, like when we would come home and we'd be at the playground at Washington Square Park, he would toddle over to other tiny people and say, hi, my name is Cyrus. I speak English. Because it was like not a given that another person would too.
Does he speak another language?
9.
If I could, put a chip in my brain and be able to speak in a different language.
Oh, same. That and fly.
Yeah, fly.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. But the language almost feels like it has the same thrill level.
And you know what I love about
language.
Speaking other languages is you have to do like a version, like a funny, you have to move your body and your face in a version that feels insulting. It feels stereotypical, but you have to get the language right.
Well, there is that kind of
yes, you have to, or if you're Italian, you have to gesticulate, or like there's all these different things. Like there's a reason why people move the way they do. Getting back to movement.
Yes, I love learning dialects for this reason. I think humans are humans, and it is mostly a universally shared experience, whatever that is.
Yeah.
But it's also true that there are real differences, and we do like see the world through these different filters, and it does shape us and inform us, and that is also kind of amazing.
Well, I'm really into those kinds of differences, again, without appropriating them or getting them wrong, but because we are in a monoculture now, everything is the same now. So now it's like, I'm like, whoa, the way you express this thing, or the way you language still feels sometimes like a way of getting into some new little world.
Yes.
And it's okay. I delight in the ways that we're not the same anymore, because everything is the same. Every fucking store is in the same city and the same.
It's also kind of sad that we're not, that is what we do, you and I do. And I think a lot of different...
I don't do.
Well, you do. You totally do. You imagine yourself as being a different person.
True, but dialects are their own real... that's real acting.
No, look,
Claire.
Look, I can't just riff though. Like I'm this ooh-ooh-ooey person. If I have a good coach, I'm all about it.
Do you like to improvise when you act, or...
I haven't had that many opportunities to.
Oh, interesting.
I don't.
I guess in more dramatic stuff, it's hard to do.
They don't
right?
let you. They're very strict about it
because they're on the crane. They're like, he's up on the crane. You can't, and you're like, just give me. I just want a riff.
Crane work is pretty strict. But no, I don't know. I would be really intimidated by that. Actually, that
I feel like you'd be so good. I feel like.
That seems scary.
Well,
I did one episode of Portlandia, and they did give me pages, and then they disappeared.
They were like, "Don't look at those."
And I was like, "But wait, I learned them," and they were like, "Oh, sorry, you should have known better."
Like, okay.
And they were like, "You know what? We're just gonna do it as we want to do it in the moment," and I wanted to vomit. I
worked at SNL and stuff where I realized preparation is this thing that people do. No, it's this thing. It's this thing that when people bring it to the process and someone says and also let's try this, it's hard to not feel like, wait, what are we doing?
Yeah.
It is a learned skill to just assume that things aren't wrong if we are not doing what we prepared.
Yes. I'm ridiculous. I mean, I'll go to the writer and say, is it okay if I like put the comma here rather than there? And they're like, don't come to me with this bullshit. Like, I'm sorry. But I think actually because I started at such a young age, my socks are still up to my knees a little bit. You know, like there's still that like little girl who's just wanting to do a good job. I don't know if that's because I was actually a literal little girl, say that 5 times fast, when I began, or maybe that's just in me and would have been if I started at 30, but I don't know.
Yeah, you do such a good job.
Thank you.
You're so
you're
so good at your job.
You are so good at your job.
Thanks.
And
you are so good at your job.
I love listening to your show. I listen to it a lot.
Thanks. I heard that you love podcasts.
I love podcasts.
Me too.
But you have one of the very best ones.
Oh my God, thanks.
And it's really wonderful.
Thanks,
and,
Claire.
Yeah, really.
Speaking of wonderful, we do a thing on this podcast where we talk to someone who knows our guest.
Okay.
We talk to Mandy Patinkin.
Mandy, who I saw the other night. I hadn't seen him for a long time.
He said you guys were celebrating Mom Donnie
we were
together.
Celebrating Mom Donnie.
I mean, you could tell in the show, but I also loved knowing that outside of the show, the relationship you two had.
Yeah.
It felt very paternal, very respectful.
Yeah.
There was a lot of love there.
I love him madly, truly, deeply. And also, he's just an amazing person to act with. And
how come?
Okay. He's very musical. But this was a weird thing. In the first read through, we barely met each other. And it just like the music worked. You know, my cadence and his cadence were in really good harmony with each other. And that was like, nobody can take credit for that. That was just really good fortune. And, you know, I played this manic person. I'm almost like getting into it now that you're saying, I'm thinking about it. So she's like a stone skipping, you know, on the water. And he's, you know, has a much, you know, has this like low pulse rate as Saul and is so steady and is her ballast and, you know, this counterpoint.
Well, he adores you. He calls you a thoroughbred.
Oh. Well, thanks. He's just a really, really, really good performer. I don't quite know how he does what he does, but it was also always fun to see him at the gym, the hotel gym, or whatever weird apartment complex we were living in, like singing his Yiddish songs, prepping for his tour, like on a Stairmaster.
Right.
Also,
I just love a big man.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
I love a big man. Sometimes I love feeling small. Like in relationship, do you know the idea of like big and small?
No.
Which is basically like some days you want to feel big and some days you want to feel small.
Okay.
So some days you want to be like, I'm going to get us to the airport. I'm in charge of whatever. I'm big today. And other times you're like, I want to be small today. And it's like being taken care of, but also can just kind of feel physical. Like sometimes when you're like at, you know, I don't know, you're bossing it up all day at work, you want to come home and feel small and vice versa. And being able to have someone kind of do that with you.
It's like CEOs who go to the DOMs.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a sub-dom thing. So those are all Mandy's questions. No, I'm just kidding. So Mandy wants to know, okay, so we had 10 questions for us.
That's a lot of...
We can't get to them.
That's a lot of questions. This is Mandy had 10 questions?
Yeah, he really over-prepared, which was very nice, but also he couldn't get on the Zoom and he was eating when he was on the Zoom too. So it was like mixed messages, but he was so...
He was eating the latkes that he had made.
He was eating a delicious...
The mayor
cinnamon raisin bagel, I believe, with some other stuff on it.
Okay.
And it looked delicious. And
he likes peanut butter on an apple too.
Oh, that's a great snack. That's a great set snack. Yeah. Okay. So you had a couple questions.
Okay.
Who is better at setting boundaries for the kids, you or Hugh?
Oh, goes back and forth.
Okay, that's good.
So Cyrus wants to wear shorts. He's like a gaffer all the time.
There's a whole thing. You're not on TikTok, I'm sure.
No.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
But there's a whole thing about middle school kids always wearing shorts.
It makes me so upset.
Let it go. I'm here to tell you, my boys are older. Let them freeze their bunnaroonies off. Don't say one thing. Don't mention a coat.
Okay. So,
don't mention a coat.
I've said 50 or below, you have to wear shorts. Hugh is more Team Cyrus and apparently Amy.
50 or below, you have to wear pants.
Yeah, sorry, pants. Sorry,
okay,
yes, thank you. And now Hugh is like kind of being more permissive, and that number went down to 40.
Yeah,
So,
there's a whole, literally a whole scientific thing about middle school kids waiting for the bus. By scientific, I mean it's on TikTok.
Yeah.
About kids waiting for the bus with shorts. Boys love shorts in middle school.
Yeah,
it's a
why?
whole thing.
What? Okay, whatever.
And they run hot, and they're not going to get a cold from the cold. You know that. And just let them do it.
Okay,
and they
fine.
will grow out of it, I promise. Then they'll become obsessed with like sweats and sleeping and being warm, and they'll always be freezing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's just a warm period.
I got that. My family thanks you.
Okay.
But I actually think that Hugh and I are we're very lucky. Like, we're well-matched humans. And I think our parenting styles are pretty level and equal as well.
Love that.
It's good.
You guys are a really, really special couple.
Thank you. He's a swell dude.
Yeah, you can tell.
He's a
and you
good
can tell
guy.
you have a lot of love and a lot of like for each other. Both those things are important.
We do. And so many children now.
Yeah. So many. You're outnumbered.
Yeah,
You're outnumbered.
Anyway,
okay, Mandy's next question. And this now Mandy's referring to himself in the third person.
Sure.
What is Mandy's father's favorite chewing gum?
Oh, it's the black licorice. Oh, I embroidered something for him.
That's what he was asking.
Yeah.
How did you commemorate?
Because he would chew it as Saul. And I think he mentioned at one point that, but I'm forgetting the name of the brand.
Did it come like in a tin?
Blackjack.
Blackjack was the gum.
Was the kind of gum.
Okay. And and you embroidered something.
I went hard on the embroidery for a while.
Let's talk about this embroidery.
Okay.
You embroider? Do you? I don't really.
There was a point when I embroidered everything
Is
around me.
that
I embroidered
needlepoint?
an umbrella. That was weird. So my mom taught me, and it started because in my 30s I was away from my friends, and we were everybody was having babies, and I was really missing them. And so I embroidered onesies for my friends' babies. I embroidered their name and then an image that related to the name somehow. But it was really more about just communing with them.
Embroidery by hand.
Yes.
Okay.
We started with the onesies, and then it went haywire. It's a great on-set activity.
Yes.
And I did it a lot more before I had children. And I also found the contrast amusing and enjoyable, like that I would be fighting terrorists as Carrie, and then I would go back to my seat and embroider.
Knitting or crocheting? Do you do that?
I went on a knitting jag too. Then that didn't take. So I embroider onesies for, of course, all of my kids, and I have one for Shay, this third child. She doesn't wear onesies anymore. I've missed that chance.
It's okay.
I'm confessing. I'm actually confessing to you.
It's
by my
are we
bed,
supposed to do
half
it?
done. Anyway,
you've done it all.
Okay.
No more.
Well,
you got to start giving less.
I don't know.
That's what I tell every woman. And then I want to talk about The Beast in Me.
Okay.
Because I love the fact that you are producing on this, and I want to know what that experience has been like producing.
I loved it. It was just really fun to, hire people who I admired and trusted.
And you have like you said, you've been producing without credit for a long time. And you've been producing and you've been on sets for a long time.
Yeah.
And you're realizing like, oh, I want to bring my system here.
Yeah. And that first week I just had a blast. I was really like, I like everybody here. And I realized, oh, right. Because, I asked them to the dinner party, right?
Right.
Yeah. And it was so nice to not be surprised by the home that suddenly I was discovering on the first day of filming. Like I got to have a say on what that house would actually be. And I really enjoyed it. And it was just like a lot of Zoom calls, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But they were conversations I wanted to have and be a part of. And so it's on this next gig, I'm more of an actor for hire.
So you're playing a neurosurgeon, and can we talk about the pit?
Sure.
Because you love it.
I do love it.
What do you love about it?
Well, Noah Wyle.
Okay. Did you watch ER when it was on?
No. But I would think I was a little too little.
Yeah.
It was on maybe while I was shooting My So-Called Life. Is that right? I don't know.
That makes sense.
Maybe I'm getting that timing wrong. But
yeah.
Yeah, I was aware of it, but I didn't watch it. But no, he feels so credible. And I really think all those hours he put in as a TV doctor have accrued.
Totally.
And he has a kind of gravitational, gravity now.
Yeah, he does this. It feels like he's doing his blocking without thinking.
I am so convinced.
Totally.
And I just think it's also like feels a little throwbacky.
Yes.
Like it's so nice to watch excellent TV.
Love. You've made excellent TV.
Thank you. But I enjoy watching excellent TV.
It's my favorite thing to watch. TV are better than movies. Sorry, I said it. TV's better than movies.
I love movies too.
Movies are very special.
I'm a little worried about movies. I really am a little bit worried about movies.
Well, they got to get their shit together. No, I'm just kidding. I love movies. I love it all. Is there anything that you watch? I know you are a big listen to podcasts. Is there anything you watch like just for like kind of brain checkout fun?
So what? Okay. I know you ask this sometimes, so I had a prepared answer. There is.
You're the only person that's ever prepared. I want you to know this. Of course, Claire.
But is it okay? Tim Robinson.
Yes.
So he has this. There's this one sketch. From the show.
Which one?
Focus Group.
Incredible. Look, you just got O. You just got O from Belle.
We watch this all the time in our family.
Do your kids watch it?
Well, so all the kids are allowed to watch this. So Cyrus is. So we tuck the little guys in, and then we have like special mature viewing hour, and it started with like
nice.
The Simpsons, and
then
it was
Simpsons is always the gateway.
Only Murders in the Building, OMIB, which is basically Scooby Doo for grown-ups, and it's great, and then Hugh, English Husband, introduced him to Monty Python stuff. He got really into that.
Yes,
but. Now we've been watching, mostly because of this focus group, his latest show, which is The Chair Company.
Yeah, which there was a not safe for work moment in that show.
I mean, the whole genius of the show is that it takes you in very quickly to places that you are not prepared for. So
totally.
We're all like cuddling in bed.
Totally.
And then there is this giant erect penis. And Hugh says, "Close your eyes! Everybody close your eyes!"
Close your eyes!
Everybody close your eyes! It was intense. We're still recovering.
It was intense.
Yeah, but it was great. So we do love that show.
I think that what I understand why you would like this, because number one, I think you are I've known you to be a very fun, funny, and comedy. You love comedy.
I do.
Yeah. And you have good taste.
Thanks.
And there's a tiny bit of a disruptor in you that I imagine is fun to watch.
Yes, I think you're right. The other thing that we've been watching is the latest South Park.
Oh,
which talk about what? No. They're just saying the thing.
Just a chicken in a hen house. A fox? No, it's a fox in a hen house. I didn't get that right.
That makes
chicken
me feel
in a hen house.
Thank you for that. Well, thank you. This was amazing. This was really nice.
This is so fun.
Birthday present to me.
No one's ever brought me a
birthday.
balloon. Thank you for bringing a balloon.
You're
and
welcome.
again, for people that are sick of me talking about the enneagram, I don't know what to say. But let me just read you this as we wrap up and see if any of these land. These are things that annoy an Enneagram 8. Are you ready?
Sure.
People who talk just to talk.
That's very annoying.
Same.
That is deeply annoying.
And I have a podcast. But yes, people who talk just to talk. Fake people.
Oh!
Beyond. I mean, I literally, if someone's like, I'm a piece of shit or whatever, I'm like, okay, great. But fake? No way, babe. People who aren't on time.
I have to have some tolerance for that because I am not the...
Same. I was late today. Jenna's always on
most
time.
punctual person.
And then this one really scratches an itch for me. Others asserting power in a situation where they have none.
Okay. So I went through a period in junior high where I became like a vigilante, and I would confront the bullies for
Eights hate bullies.
Yeah, really, and I went to the principal's office one time because I I hit a bully. And I slapped a bully. And
That's exciting.
And we talked through it, the bully and I. And actually we made some progress. And then he was so deferential to me and he would open doors. Like he was really, but I had to stop that because it was like going on my record. But yes, I mean, so I think that makes sense that there would be an
fantasies
impulse.
that I stand up to bullies and that everybody sees it. Oh, like that's my like embarrassing fantasy that I stick up for people in public.
So there was a bully in elementary school, and I admitted to my mother at one point that like my self-soothing fantasy, there'd be a circle of people, and this boy and I were at the center of it, and I was just beating the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that okay to have that fantasy? She was like, your thoughts are your own. Enjoy them. Which was a nice bit of mothering there.
Nice bit of mothering there.
Yeah, really.
And we've come full circle back to New York, back to the apartment.
It did help. It was nice.
Yeah. I could talk to you forever, Claire.
I could too. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was so fun. Thank you so much, Claire Danes. That was so fun. I could have talked to you forever. And you're so interesting and smart and funny. So thanks so much for that time. And for the Poehler Plunge today, I guess I just want to remind everybody how good Law & Order is, especially the first 10 seasons. Okay? Just go back and find Claire as the young, child maniac. And just go back and here's a little tip. Whoever you recognize, they did it. So if it's a young actor just starting out, they're the murderer. So take that tip with you and go check out a little show called Law & Order. I can't get enough of it. And, it's these kind of new things that I'm going to fill you in on when you take the time to listen to the Poehler Plunge. So thanks so much for listening, and see you soon. Bye. You've been listening to Good Hang. The executive producers for this show are Bill Simmons, Jenna Weiss-Berman, and me, Amy Poehler. The show is produced by The Ringer and Paper Kite. For The Ringer, production by Jack Wilson, Kat Spillane, Kaya McMullen, and Aleya Zenieris. For Paper Kite, production by Sam Green, Joel Lovell, and Jenna Weiss-Berman. Original music by Amy Miles.